You're selling your house and the buyer for your home is not yet closed, but they're asking, they're begging, can they move in a few days early before the deal closes? Should you do it? Let's talk about it. Unequivocally, without doubt, you should never let a buyer move in early if the house hasn't closed. Do you know why? The number one reason, and this is the most important reason, why you should never, ever let a buyer move in before the house has closed is simply because the deal hasn't closed yet. The reason that's important, think about this for a second. This is the nightmare scenario. You're already out of the house. You've moved on to your other place, your location. You bought something else. You're living the high life. And this buyer wants to move into your empty house. And you're super nice. And so you're thinking, okay, what's 3-4 days? Let them move in. Let them move their stuff. They don't have any place to live. They move in. They move in all their stuff. They move in their 2 dogs. They move in their 3 kids. And they're settling in and waiting for the deal to close a few days later. Then something terrible happens. One of them loses their job and they can't close on the loan. You now have a buyer, a supposed buyer, in your home, settled in with their 3 dogs and 2 kids, and they don't have anywhere else to go. They're stuck there. It might take them a week to move out. It might take them a month to get out. They're now a tenant and they might have landlord-tenant rules that say they can stay there indefinitely. Who knows? Depending on what city you're in, it could be that severe. So when do you get to list your home on the market with an empty house? Are you going to list it with these tenants in there? When can you get them out to get the home back on the market? This could be a nightmare. So yes, am I talking about Armageddon, doomsday, the worst possible scenario? In 11 years, I've had, I think, 0 deals fail on financing because someone lost their job. So yes, that is the worst possible thing that could ever happen. But because it can happen, it could make your life miserable. Now, another thing, another kind of facet or example that some buyers ask for would be, can they just move their things into your empty garage? I have so many sellers that would gladly let them do this, but my advice is always, I know you want to let them, it would be nice, but please don't do it. And that's simply because what if something happens to your house or happens to their stuff in your garage? Do they have insurance for it? Probably not. Who's going to cover it? It would get super messy, and all they have to do is have a storage unit or wait 3 or 4 more days or whatever the timeline is. Even if it's a month, it's totally not worth it, and actually worse because you have more time for things to go wrong. So if people want to move in, if they want to move in their stuff, I know you're nice, I know you want to be kind, but don't let them do it. It's the worst possible move you could ever make when you're selling your house. In 11 years, I've had 1 seller that allowed the people to move in, and it worked out fine. But let me tell you, those 2 weeks where we had tenants in the house that was not yet closed, I was sweating bullets the whole time, and my clients kind of were too at the end because we did have one little snafu. But it all ended up being fine. But just, this is a situation you want to avoid as much as you possibly can. If you find yourself in that situation, remember this video. Please just say no. The deal will close. They'll get to move in eventually. I hope you found this helpful. For more tips and tricks on buying and selling real estate, please subscribe. We'd love to have you on future videos. Thanks so much. See ya. Bye.